Hi guys, it's Ollie here. If you're a beginner starting out on your investment journey or even a seasoned investor, then Etoro is a great platform that has many benefits other brokers don't offer. And it is offered in lots of countries around the world, including the US, the UK, Europe, Philippines, Malaysia, and Australia, to name a few. Plus, it offers a range of assets including stocks, ETFs, cryptos, FX, CFDs and commodities, all in the one investment platform. So in this Etoro for Beginners video, I'm going to give you a full introduction to Etoro and give you a step-by-step beginner's guide on how to set up an Etoro account. I will show you the Etoro platform and I'll also show you how to make a deposit and buy some shares. I'll also show you some of the best features of Etoro, including its copy trader functionality, which is great for beginners. So I recommend you watch all the way through so you can have a complete picture of the Etoro trading platform and understand how it works before making a decision on whether you want to give it a try and sign up to Etoro yourself. I have also placed the timestamps in the description below, so you can jump backwards and forwards if there's a part you want to watch again. Now, I will be performing this demonstration on the Etoro website, but they do have a great mobile app on both Android and iOS. Now, before we get stuck in, I must be clear, I am not a financial advisor, and none of the information in this video is intended to be financial advice. And if you want financial advice, you should seek a licensed professional. Also, please note, with investing, your capital is at risk. So now that's out of the way, let's get stuck into the video. One of the main benefits of Etoro is that you can invest in stocks or invest in ETFs and even buy and sell cryptocurrency all in one place. Now, for those starting out and thinking they plan to day trade, which is where a person buys and sells assets over a short period of time, then there is a statistic often thrown around online that states 95% of day traders lose money. This is why I personally invest for the long term, but that being said, your capital still is at risk with investing. Therefore, in this video, I will also highlight some features of Etoro that I would personally stay away from as a beginner, and highlight some of the features that I personally stay away from even to this day, and I've been investing on the platform for over 5 years, as some of these features can make the platform more risky. So first off, let's talk about the fees on Etoro, because it's pretty important when picking an investment platform. Please note these fees are correct at the time of recording on the 30th of March 2022, but these could change over time, so it's always worth double checking and doing your own research. So Etoro is actually pretty good in that they don't charge a management fee and don't charge monthly fees, and they don't charge any commission for placing a trade. Now, obviously, Etoro is a business, so it does have to make money somehow. So I'm going to talk about the main fees you are likely to run into while investing normally. So while there is no deposit fee, there is a conversion fee if you are depositing or withdrawing from any currency other than US dollars, because your money will be held in US dollars on the Etoro platform. Now, Etoro offers lots of ways to deposit money, such as a bank transfer, credit card, Neteller, Skrill, PayPal, Trustly, Softbot, Ideal, Rapid Transfer. So I'm sure you can find something that suits you. And if you're depositing from Great British Pounds, then any of these ways to deposit are as good as the others, and that fee is 50 pips or a 0.5% fee. If you're coming from a currency other than Great British Pounds, then some of the conversion methods are slightly better than others. So go check out the link after this video, which I'll put in the description below. Also, while we are talking about deposits, there is a minimum deposit amount, which is country specific. But for the UK and US, it is only $10. Then other countries are $50 upwards, so you may want to pause the video to look at this. Again, I'll put the link to this in the description below if you want to check it out after this video. Now, in addition to this, it's worth noting you are likely to run into a withdrawal fee of $5 when you want to take your money off the Etoro platform and move it back to your bank account. When your account does get to a certain balance though, they do start to waiver this fee. Other fees you probably need to be aware of is an inactivity fee of $10 per month when you don't log in for 12 months. So just make sure you log in. And if you aren't planning on using Etoro anymore, then just make sure you take your money out and then close the account down, and you won't be charged the fee. Now, there are other fees such as spreads, which you get on all brokers, and that's the difference between the buy and sell price. Like when you go to a travel agent to buy foreign currency and you get a buy price and a sell price, and the real price is somewhere in the middle. But the percentage eToro charges depends on the asset type you are buying, so I'm not going to go into this here. I'm also not going to go into the overnight and weekend fees that are associated with CFDs, as we are not opening CFD trades today, and instead we are buying real assets which don't have an overnight or weekend fee. If you are interested in these other fees, I do have a dedicated video on the Etoro fees, so if you want to check that out, then the link to that is up here and in the description below. Also, it's worth noting Etoro are authorised and regulated by the FCA in the UK, and they are also authorised and regulated in many other jurisdictions and countries, so wherever you are, you may want to check if you're interested, all of which can be found on eToro's pages, so I recommend you go and have a quick check to see if they are regulated where you live. Also, if you want to follow along with this video or decide to sign up to eToro at any point, then I have an affiliate link in the description below this video, which if you sign up using it, then I will get a kickback, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it massively helps support this channel and I'll be forever thankful. So our next step is signing up. So you may notice this warning at the top saying CFDs are complex instruments and come with a high risk of losing money rapidly due to leverage, and many investors lose money when trading CFDs with this provider. And you should consider whether you understand how CFDs work and whether you can afford to take the high risk of losing your money. So like I said earlier in this video, we are not going to be investing in CFDs today. CFDs are risky when using leverage. I will highlight what makes it a CFD trade when we are on the platform, because CFD trades are side by side with the real assets. And if you are going to invest in CFDs, I would say it's imperative that you understand what they are and how they work, because it's a very easy way to lose all your money. And I do actually do a video explaining what CFDs are and how they can be dangerous, so I'll put the link to that up here and in the description below. So you go put in your username. You can put anything you want in there as long as it's not taken. So then you want to go put your email address in there. And then you want to go and type in a password. Preferably one that is strong. You're going to be able to edit that out, aren't you? You can blur all that out after, can't you? What do you mean you can't edit it out? Yeah, but I don't want people knowing that that's my email address. You better learn to edit that out. So once you've put in your username, email address and password, and then you've got to agree to their terms and conditions and risk disclosure and acknowledge that your information will be used in accordance with their privacy policy and cookie policy. If you don't want to do this, you can sign up with Facebook or Google. And then I'm just going to go create account. So then it's going to say you need to verify your email address. So I've just copied the link from my other email address and I've just pasted that in, and now you can see your email address was verified. But now I am on the main eToro homepage, and to finish setting up your account, you need to verify some questions. So I'm going to go verify, and to create a profile, you need to supply personal information about yourself to prove that you're not a criminal. So if we go continue here, so you need to fill in your information. So I'm going to put in all my details here, and then it asks for your address. And then you need to put in your passport number. And then depending on whether you're a US person or you were born in the US, you may or may not want to tick this. Then you need to fill in some details about your experience. I wouldn't lie about this. And then you've got to answer some questions about your leveraged investing experience. Leverage trading comes with CFDs, which was that banner we saw earlier. And basically it's a way of multiplying your money that you have in the market. So it's kind of like eToro is lending you money, but obviously you can make more money, but you can lose more money, and it's very easy to wipe out your balance with. So I personally stay away from it, and I personally would not go near it unless you are a very experienced investor. Now you need to answer some questions about your trading knowledge. Then they do a bit of a trading knowledge assessment. And then you need to say what you plan to invest in, and then how long you plan to leave trades open for. And then you need to describe your purpose of trading and how much you plan to deposit into your Etoro account over the next year. Then say if any of the following apply to you. Then indicate where your main source of income comes from and what your occupation is. Now there is a suitability assessment. So I recommend you read through these, but as I'm just doing this for the sake of a video, I'm just going to scroll through them. And then you need to supply your phone number, and then it's going to send you a code to your phone to verify it's you. So obviously this is used for MFA or multi-factor authentication, just to make sure your account is secured when you're logging in. And then you're going to need to provide proof of identity as it's required by the regulators. But then you also need to prove your address, and then you've got to supply your tax identification number. And then it says pending verification. So allow up to 3 business days for your account to be verified, and you'll get a notification once you're verified. And then you'll see up here, it says pending verification. So we're going to come back tomorrow, and hopefully this will all be set up and we'll be able to place our first trades. So it is actually a couple of days later since I recorded that first half of this video. The account was actually verified in about half an hour. So now you can see my account has this nice green tick next to it, which means it's verified. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to deposit some money. So as I mentioned earlier, if you've got a GBP account, then all means are generally as good as each other. But if you've got a GBP account, then funding by US dollars is going to incur a conversion fee at your bank. So you're best picking GBP because that's where you're coming from, and then letting Etoro do the conversion, and then that's when you see the rate there. Obviously there are other alternative means such as Skrill, bank transfer, and Neteller, and PayPal. I'm not sure why that one's only available after your first time deposit, but that's worth noting if you were going to use PayPal. Now, because I am in Jersey and not mainland UK, my minimum first time deposit is $1,000. But as mentioned earlier, if you are in the UK or the US, it's $10. But yeah, I unfortunately fall into this category down here where it's $1,000. As I have another account currently, I'm not going to deposit via this one today, but what you would do is you would obviously put in your amount here. So say, I'm going to just say I'll put in £1,000, and then that would equate to $1,304 at the current rate. Normally they give you quite a good rate anyway with Etoro. Obviously then you put in your card number here and put in your month and year and your security code, and then put in your name as it appears on your card, and then press deposit there. It would then appear down here. I'm going to do the rest of this on my other real account. So in true Blue Peter fashion, here's one I made earlier. So I'm going to just run through some of the screens. So basically, this is your home screen. Right here, you can see the progress of your account, whether it's going up or down. Then if you jump to the watch list, this is just generally where you can track some of your favorite stocks. You can add whichever stocks you want in here, or cryptos or commodities or ETFs, and it's just a quick way to see, oh, is it up for the day, is it down for the day or the week or the month, and you can see the current price. And if you want to jump in and buy something, you'd literally just be able to press buy there. And then your portfolio is anything that you currently hold, so we'll come on to this more in a minute. And then discover is a great way for you to just see or get ideas for investments. So what I'm going to do now is I'll show you how to buy a share. So if you know the ticker symbol of the stock you want to invest in, you can type that at the top here. The ticker symbol is just like a code, which is normally 1 to 4 characters. So today I'm going to invest in Google. You don't have to type the ticker symbol. So I've typed Goog, but you can type the full name of Google. So I'm just going to buy Goog, which I already hold, which is this one here. So once you've clicked on that, you land on the stock's homepage. So here you can see the current price, which is $2,837.63 a share. And you can see today that it is down 1.23%. And so that 1.23% is $35.22. Now you can see the market is open on this, and we are going to buy some of this. Now don't worry, you don't have to lay out $2,837 all at once. You can do fractional shares on Etoro, which is great. So if I just talk about the page here, basically you've got a news feed here. If you want to talk about Google, you can say whatever you want. You can post that, and then you can chat on other people's posts, see what other people are saying about the stock. So you can see on the right here, I've invested $2,700 in Google, and I've made a profit of 7.3% on this, which equates to $197.17. There's a bit of a bio here if you want to read that. If you go on to the next page, you can see some stats about the company. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this here because I just want to show you how to place a trade. So I'm just going to brush over these quickly. The chart shows how Google is currently performing. You can change the time span. So, I mean, over the one day, you can see from 2018, it's gone from here all the way to up here. And then if you go into the research tab, it shows you what analysts think about this. And they're saying it's 100% buy. And then you can see analysts' price targets for this. And then on this page here, this is a new page on eToro. You can see current news about the company and whether it's got a positive sentiment or neutral or negative sentiment. So to open a trade, you want to go buy. So today I want to buy $100 of Google. If you wanted to buy it in units, you could flip between the two and you could say, oh, I want to do 1 unit, but obviously 1 unit is like $2,800, which I don't have in my account at the moment. So I'm going to say I want to buy $100 worth. And eToro is good like this because not all brokers allow you to buy fractional shares. So you can see my $100 will buy 0.04 units of this. Other things to note, an order up here is you can say a price where you would be happy for the trade to execute. It doesn't mean it's definitely going to execute, but if you think it's going to go down, you could say, if it reaches 2,800, buy $100 for me. And that's what that is. And you would set an order. So you wouldn't definitely open a position. But for the sake of this demo, I want it to open at the market rate. Down here, you've got some important things to note. So as I said earlier, I want to buy the underlying asset. And we're staying away from CFD trades in this demo. So as you can see here, it says you are buying the underlying asset commission free. Now, what does this mean? So if you click on these different buttons here, if I put this onto 2 times, it now says it's a CFD trade. So what does that mean? It basically means you've now got more exposure to the market. So it looks as if you've got $200 in the market when really you've only got 100. So this is why it's risky. You're playing with money that you don't really own, and it's like eToro is lending you money. And so if I flip back there, you can see $100, I've got the real asset and $100 in the market. Times 2, it's as if I've got $200, and times 5, it's as if I've got $500. And these also come with fees. And this is why people start losing money, because it's very easy to wipe out your position. But we're not going to place a CFD trade in this video, but that's what that is. So to make sure you're buying the stock, you need to make sure it's on times 1. And you need to make sure it says you are buying the underlying asset. If it doesn't say that, you will be buying a CFD because it will say CFD trade. So other things to note, stop loss. This is a figure where you can say, I want the trade to cash out on my behalf. Obviously you can't watch this all day long. So you could say if it goes down to like $50, I want it to cash out. And then that rate would be, if it went down to 1,420, it would cash out. Same again with the take profit. This is a way for you to automatically say, well, I'll tell you what, if that reaches $3,000 a share, I want it to cash out because I'm happy with that. I've made 5.6% or the equivalent of $5.61. But you can also say no take profit and no stop loss. And something else worth noting is you want to make sure this is always on a buy trade, because a sell, it's a CFD, it's not what we're going into right here. And sell trades are, you're basically betting on the price going down, and we don't want to go into those today. So I personally always double check before opening a position. So $100 times 1 leverage, so there's no leverage on this, and I'm buying the underlying asset. I actually want to change this and I want to say no take profit, and everything else I am happy with that. So if we go open, and there you go, it says open the position in Google. And now if we go to my portfolio, if you find the ticker that you've just added or the company, if I drill into this, now I've already got a lot of positions I've opened in Google in the past. So if you order that by the date, you can see this one here, open on the 5th of April, and you can see it's down 0.06% currently, and all your trades will open slightly down, and that's due to the spreads. So to close this in the positive, I will need to make up that difference there. Now, something else that's worth noting is I'm going to open a position in Tesco. Now, eToro is actually quite good for UK stocks that are listed on the London Stock Exchange, because you can buy these without having to pay the 0.5% stamp duty, which you do have to at most other brokers. Now, because it's 20 to 7 here in the UK. The London Stock Exchange is closed, and you can see there it says market closed. So this is why the screen looks a little bit different. And basically what this is saying is, if I said I wanted to open $100 in Tesco, it's going to open at the market rate, which is the rate when the market opens tomorrow. So if you live in the UK, this market opens at 8 a.m. Obviously, if you're in a different country, this could be at a different time, but you can click on this here and then it will show the times of when different exchanges open. So I'm going to say here, I want to open $100 in Tesco, no take profit, no stop loss. It says you're buying the underlying asset. And as you can see, this now says set order because it's an order because the market's not open. So I'm going to go, yep, happy with that. And then you can see down here, it says Tesco order received. Now, if you go to your portfolio, if you scroll right down to the bottom, you should see these pending orders here. So if you go view on that, now you can see this is pending, but that should open when the market opens tomorrow. If, for example, you decide you don't want to buy Tesco, you can press this X here, and then you can cancel the market order, and then it should disappear. So I'm now going to switch to my virtual portfolio, which you do by clicking this down here. So when you open an account, you get this virtual portfolio, which allows you to practice and just use it to understand how eToro works. It's a great way to understand the platform. To be fair, when I started out, I actually didn't use the virtual portfolio for, I think it was 2 weeks to a month at first, just to fully understand what was going on, because I was very wary of losing my money at the start. So if you do this, go switch to virtual portfolio, and then now I'm on my virtual. You will start with $100,000 on here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some other features which I don't want to do on my real portfolio, so that's why I've swapped to my virtual. So one of Etoro's selling points is that you can copy other traders, which I think is brilliant. So for the sake of this demo, I'm actually just going to pick someone random. So if we go discover, now I do a video on how I decide traders I want to copy, but I'm going to view all copy traders, and I'm going to go by most copied, and I'm going to pick Hepe Kirk Bond. So as you can see here, he's got 25,000 copiers and 500,000 followers. So basically this looks a lot like the stocks page. Again, they've got a bio, you can read stuff about them, you can chat to them if you want, you can see what people are saying, what they're saying. So if you're thinking of copying someone, you can see how someone has performed previously. So in the past year, he's got 15.88%. The year before that, he did 36.79. You can see more stats, just like their risk score and what they trade and just how many trades he makes a week and the average holding time. Lots of interesting stuff in here. I'm not going to go through it all. One good thing is though, you can actually see what he's holding in his portfolio currently. You can just see exactly what's going on, and you can just see a chart of how they've performed over time. But as I mentioned before, one of the great things about eToro is you can copy a trader. So if I go in here, I can say, I want to put $1,000 into Jepe or Hepe, and basically you can copy everything that he does going forward. And I've got a video on whether you want to copy open trades. There's pros and cons of whether you want to do that. I personally don't do that, but if you want to know why I don't, then check out the video up here in the description below. Again, you've got a copy stop loss. I'm just going to leave that as is, and I'm just going to go copy, and then you can see it started copying Hepe Kirk Bond. So in here, if we scroll down to him here, you can see right now there's no trades opened, but I will do this again and copy the open trades because I'll just show you what it looks like with the copy open trades. So I'm going to stop copying him now. So again, if you don't want to copy someone or you change your mind, you can just press stop copying here. And right now that's closed out there. So now if I go back to him and I'm going to say copy, I'll copy with $1,000, and I'm going to copy open trades this time, copy. Now you can see it's started copying Hepe Kirk Bond there. So now if you click on that, you can either click on it there or go to your portfolio. You can see that I have opened up all the positions that he had listed before in his portfolio. So that is a great feature of eToro. Now another way to invest on eToro is through their copy portfolios, or they're actually called smart portfolios now. Smart portfolios are curated collections of assets or top traders. There's loads here if you fancy a browse. So if I just view all of these, I'm going to say, I think renewable energy is the future. So I'm going to go invest, and these have varying minimum copy amounts. They are minimum 500, but there are a few which are like 5,000, but majority are 500. So I'm going to say I want to put $500 into this renewable energy. And again, you've got a way to stop copying if it drops below a certain value. I'm going to leave this as is, and then I'm going to go invest. And then you can see it says started investing in renewable energy. So you can click on that again, or you can go to the portfolio. And now you can see all the holdings here, and then you can see some of these are already in profit by like 1%. Some of these are down. So these are great for a more hands-off approach. But again, like when you're viewing a stock or a person's profile, you can see all the stats and how they are performing currently. So you can see here that this has done 3.89% in the past year, 0.85% last year, and 71% the year before. So as always, you should always do your own research, and don't just invest in something that you saw some guy on YouTube say was great, because at the end of the day, your capital is at risk here and you could lose your money. And for those of you interested, I will be setting up that PI account at some point in the future. Once I've got that approved with Etoro and I've gone through the process of that, I will keep you all updated on my main account. So in conclusion, I personally think Etoro is a brilliant, easy to use platform. It is great for beginners, and it is actually the first broker I used as a beginner. And it was the copy trading functionality that drew me in, because I knew absolutely nothing about the stock market when I started out. And it's great because everything is all on one site. You can gradually start experimenting and progress. And I'm personally a big fan, and Etoro is my primary broker. So if you're interested in signing up, then please make sure you use the link in the description below. The minimum deposit amount is currently only $10 for UK and US residents. Let us know what you think of Etoro below, or if you sign up, then let us know how you get on. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Also, for those who do end up signing up to Etoro, then I also have a dedicated playlist teaching you about every possible aspect of Etoro. So if you want to check out that playlist, then the link to that is in one of these boxes here. I don't really remember which side it puts them on, but it'll be in one of these. And if you like this video, then please smash the like button and consider subscribing, as I upload new videos every week on personal finance and investing. It's been Ollie from Get Geek Finance. Thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.